One of the things as cancer patients that I've dealt with, it's about staying in the moment sometimes because our brains can imagine things that have not even happened, right? And so you're in a place where that may not even come your direction. And so being able to stay in the moment is so important. And so talk to us a little bit about the ignite your light, because I think you touch a little bit on a lot of the different things that they can do to kind of bring in that create that joy every day, right?
Absolutely. So the book is all about your personal energy. And so I see energy and your energy as kind of an alchemy of your thoughts and your feelings, food and movement, people and surroundings. That equation of what your life looks like that's uniquely yours, that becomes your personal energy. And the book is organized by times of the day so that you can kind of put yourself in it and think about your routine. So sunrise, daylight, sunset, and moonlight. These are the four quadrants of your day. And in those portions of your day, what are the big influencers of your energy at any given time? So in the morning, I have, your mindset as you wake up, really setting the tone for what is going to happen in the day ahead. I feel like what you think, what you eat, how you prepare yourself for the day, even how you move your body in the morning, these really create a pattern that you can reflect back on, and you can use it to decide where you want to go or how you want to work across that day, negatively or positively, right?
Yeah.
So in the morning, finding those moments of, could be really simple gratitude even before you get out of bed, feeling grateful for your sheets feeling soft and warm, or the sun that you can see out the window, and really sinking into that feeling. So anytime that you can extend a feeling of joy, of comfort, of gratitude, of safety, kind of really extend it in your body, that you are bringing out more of those physical benefits for your body. You're helping to lower inflammatory cytokines, which are immune secretions in your body. You're helping to boost happiness neurotransmitters, to increase your lymphocytes, which are powerful immune defense cells in your body. And these are physical reactions that are happening just from that experience of calm and safety and joy in your body that you can kind of control in a lot of situations. So, this is a wonderful way to be your own ally and support that healing process, support wellness in your body. And that's just the morning. So from there we go to daylight, and how are you interacting with relationships, your workplace, your creativity. We move to sunset when you're coming back home to your home space, to maybe some play, to sound and music and how that can affect your body. And then into the moonlight hours where we're looking at sleep, releasing energy from the day, and even your spirituality. So how a spiritual practice can be something that supports the energy that you want to have across your day. So that's a quick overview of the book. And of course, there's food and recipes because I'm a health coach, and food is everything when you're a health coach. So there
Yes.
has to be food in there too.
Oh, yes. I love how you tackle some of the things that are a lot of the things you spoke about were introspective. And right, we look at that, it gets missed. There's a disconnect sometimes just because of the society we live in. A lot of times we are disconnected with our inner self. And so you in your book, I knew or I come across that you speak about 13 influencers, right? So maybe speak a little bit about that. I know you were kind of touching it right now, but give an
Yeah, for
idea
sure.
about them.
I kind of distribute them across the day. And those were some of the topics that I was talking about. So food is the first one. I introduced that as the thread that connects every moment of your day. And in my earlier books, talking about how food links to your beauty and your health, and is kind of that building block of your beauty and health. That's one layer. But this new book, I think, takes it up to even a different level of consciousness about, okay, what is the energy of your food? Who's growing it? Where was it grown? How recently did it get pulled out of the ground? What is the energetic capacity and nutritional capacity for your body? And also, what's your relationship to that food? How do you feel when you're eating it? Do you feel that it's great for you? It's making you feel good? Or are you forcing it down? Or are you thinking, hey, I shouldn't be eating this. I'm going to regret it later. What is going on in your mind and your body when you're eating those foods? So looking at maybe a different level of consciousness even about what's going in our body and how that's affecting us. And then from there, I move into the parts of the day and a lot of those energy influencers that I mentioned to you.
Yeah. That's so awesome. Because sometimes that's what we do, right? We're in a rush. If we have kids, we have responsibilities, and, everything is a rush. So to really hone in and see how food is really affecting us and, is our mood being altered by it? It's very important. And so I'm so glad you touching on these subjects here. You also have a book talking about Eat Pretty. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so those are my earlier books talking about that connection between food and its power to shape the way you age, the way your skin performs, eat your energy, your healthiest weight. I think a lot of us, and maybe I'm speaking for mostly female culture at this point, but it could be anyone, have a complicated relationship with food.
Mm.
And when you start to turn it and realize food can be your greatest tool and your greatest asset for helping you to look and feel your best, then that completely reshapes that food relationship. And then all of a sudden it becomes a joy that we can celebrate everything that these foods are doing for us. And I mean, I love nothing more than to celebrate food and to have food season by season when it is the freshest. And when you start to look into food and its relationship to your skin and your beauty and your overall wellness, you realize that as the seasons change, your body changes too, its needs. And with each seasonal change, the foods that are fresh at the farmer's market just happen to, and this is like nature's wisdom, really target and support your needs in that season. So here we are, if we're moving into the autumn season, the weather is going to be cooling down. Your skin cell turnover starts to slow down and your skin becomes a little rougher. You might have dry and oily patches. You might have a lot of damage from being outside in the summer. And the foods that are going to help to heal, to balance your oil, to help to support skin cell regeneration are pumpkins. They're squash, sweet potatoes, carrots, the leafy greens of the fall. Those are everything that's coming out right now, and that just happens to be right there when you need it. And the same thing happens season by season with what's fresh. So it's that aha moment, like this isn't rocket science. It's nature, and it's really fascinating. So my first books in the Eat Pretty series talk a lot about shifting your habits and your foods with the seasons and staying in balance that way.
Yeah. So important. And, one of the things we talk about, it's not rocket science, and it's not, but, is it fair enough to say that a lot of us have not been taught the importance of food, right? And so
Exactly.
how do you implement something that you don't know about? And so that's the disconnect. And so I'm saying this because you talk about the breakdown in foods in your book, right? And what's the effect of them? Could you speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's really fascinating, and I think you're absolutely right that we're not taught any of this, and that extends to things like we're not taught about our hormone health and about our hormonal cycles in different times of our lives. We're not taught about our gut health and how important our stress management is. All these things are so powerful. So for me, showing how to implement these foods, I kind of break down season by season what you should be doing, what habits are important. And I get people excited about food because it's not about cutting out anything. I'm the first person that would say that when you tell me I can't eat this food, I'm going to want to eat it more. So it's all about bringing in the things that are helping you, that are supporting you and celebrating what they do. So if you look across the spectrum of color in the rainbow, you find a lot of patterns. So foods that are red and orange have that UV protective ability. They're great at the height of summer. Think watermelon, red peppers, tomatoes. Those foods are going to actually help to protect you from sun damage and help your skin to bounce back quicker. Then you look into maybe like the blues and purples. Those foods are really high antioxidant. They're great for the elasticity of your skin. They're awesome for slowing the aging process. Think, blueberries, think cranberries and eggplants, those kind of purples. Of course, there's greens, which are supportive of detox in your body. So they're more cleansing. They're deeply nutritive, like chlorophyll in greens is very nutritious. And then we look into like the lighter foods, like the whites, and a lot of those are good for your bone health, and overall, balancing to the body. So it's interesting to look at the whole rainbow of foods that you have access to and try to pick and balance and have a little bit of everything and just know as you're eating. I think it's so great to know, like, oh, this is, going to be so good for my skin tomorrow. I'm going to have so much energy later, and to celebrate it that way. And of course, when you want to eat something, you want to eat a pint of Ben and Jerry's, do it, celebrate it, love it, and then bounce back to, that place where you're supporting your body and you feel great.
Absolutely.